I'd always had a pet pig being gentleman, and all very rather suave. That type of person that kind of never step out of line.
Uh-huh.
But as his raft trip progressed, his personality went from that to the type of personality none of us really wanted anything to do with it, not descriptive or with. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen him sensitive to him.
Uh-huh.
And that's been about 2 years ago this summer.
Mm-hmm.
At any rate, there was one incident where Becky was tied onto the raft inner tube, and he untied her halter top, let it fall away, and it was embarrassing to her. It was completely out of line with his personality. But then, more than that, he got us into a couple of really tight situations. It was kind of like a deliverance kind of river trip, because he put us in under a waterfall one time and almost overturned the raft. Becky almost went under. He just seemed to enjoy seeing people frightened, I guess. And then he got in the inner tube, cut himself loose, and went off by himself for a while. And the thing that bothered me about that incident was none of the rest of us knew very much about navigating rivers and rubber rafts. And he just decided he was tired of it and took off for ahead of us down the river. And then when we got down, finally landed where the car was, he went up to pick up another car, and it was only about 7 miles, and he was gone for over an hour and a half. His personality just went from a very pleasant kind of person to someone who was just practically unbearable to be with. And I don't know whether it was that he was tired of his amateur partners or what. But, it was one of the most unusual personality transformations I've ever seen. I've been a reporter for about 10 years, and I've seen plenty.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to some others who knew him, and I learned that Ted went out on a raft trip and took another girl with a couple other people. One was sort of a friend, knew Ted, been to parties with him.
I'd always had a pet pig for gentleman.
Uh-huh.
But as his raft trip progressed, he got us into a couple of really tight situations, kind of like a deliverance kind of river trip. Put us in under a waterfall one time and almost overturned the raft. Becky almost went under.
She was in an inner tube and back, and he cut the rope and let it go over to this area where it was a dangerous part of the river, and she couldn't swim. At that point, he didn't kill anyone, but it was just out of control, and they could see it.
He just seemed to enjoy seeing people frightened, I guess.